Hey, my name's Connor Jorgensen. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker here in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah, and this is my application for Coldwell Banker's AI Innovator of the Year contest. So in real estate, from day one, you really get a grasp on how important your SOI is and how important it is to maintain relationships with people who are going to refer you business in the future. Now, for most agents like myself, that's our SOI. That's people who we know, like, trust, but there's also people, leads that come into the business, referrals from outside people, and there are so many tools for agents to be able to keep track of those, CRMs and whatnot. But the problem with most tools is they're either way too complicated and are more focused on the transaction and not the person or the relationship, or they're way too basic and you have to use a ton of different tools. So for me in my business, what I was using a combination of the Notes app on my phone, my calendar, reminders, my contacts list. Information was everywhere. Now, with how popular AI is becoming and how readily available it is to use, I thought there's gotta be a simpler way to be able to access AI to keep track of our clients better. So I'm just a real estate agent. I don't know how to develop anything like this, but fortunately for me, one of my past clients is actually a designer for Meta and is an absolute genius. So I called him up and I said, hey, Steven, do you think we could build a CRM system for real estate agents that utilizes AI? And from there, our idea was born. Now, before we started building anything, we wanted to take some data from the market and ask real agents what their struggles are. So we put together this long survey and surveyed about 20 agents here locally in Utah and around the United States. Now, this survey revealed something very, very important. The top two challenges of agents when keeping track of their clients are forgetting to follow up and keeping communication constant. Over half admitted they lose clients every month due to poor follow-up. So that's critical information to know that yes, we are actually building a solution to a problem that exists and it's not just a problem that I have. So Steven and I started building this system from the ground up and I want to show you it now. So this is what our app that we built from scratch looks like. This is the home page, and in the bottom corner, you can see a little plus button, okay? So I wanna just add a note, a general note. I'm gonna click the dictation button and say, Jenny just announced her new baby. She's raised her budget to $650,000. And what the AI is gonna do, it's gonna process that and then decide what tasks it needs to do based on the information I gave it. So as you can see, it's recognized that I mentioned the client, Jenny, and that I need to update her budget to $650,000. I'm gonna now click the button and I'm gonna type in something. So if I'm standing in line at the bank or something, I can, type something random. Call her tomorrow about the 10 Pine property. And just like at the dictation, it's going to take that information, process it, and assign something, decide what it needs to do from that information. As you can see, it referenced a property that I previously inputted in my CRM and assigned it a time, okay? So I can update her on that, and you can see it updated it right there, or assigned a link to the property. And now we have a new reminder for tomorrow to raise her budget and call her about that property. Okay, so here's a list of all the clients that I have in my CRM. You can see Jenny right there. I click her and it's given me an AI summary right at the top of all the notes that I have about Jenny. So if we're working with clients for months on end, it will sit there and summarize every interaction we've ever had and inputted in with her. Again, this is all using OpenAI to summarize everything. Now let's say I want to add another note. I just remembered I'm also looking for a property with a fence because they have a small dog. So I can add that note and then it updates it in the summary real time with that note that I had about Jenny and all the other notes that I've had. Pretty sweet. Automatically. Okay, so from my homepage, we can also go to my listings page and check out all the properties I have. And here's 10 North Pine Street that I referenced about Jenny. Well, we can also see that I held an open house at this property, and Roger sent me a text later about the 10 Pine listing and wanted to know if there was a tankless water heater. You can see all of the tasks that I've assigned already about that property that have been done and that are still to do. And again, that AI summary summarizing everything about this listing that I need to know that might be important to my business. Okay, so that's a glance at the CRM system that we have from scratch built. It's still super early on in the process. It's only about week 6, but we already have the AI integration fully running the whole system and creating tasks, managing calendars, and setting reminders and everything. As for how this is going to help my business, this has already helped me get a client under contract from one of the reminders it sent me about a client I had talked to a few months ago. Agents are losing out on 30 to 40% of business just because they have poor follow-up and can't keep track of people. That is what we are aiming to solve. And finally, in the survey, we asked the people we polled, are there any additional comments or suggestions? One of the most valuable pieces of content came from this. It says, a CRM is only as good as the data that goes into it. If a tool has a great way to capture the info from all the ways we communicate with leads and clients, that would make all the difference. And a simple, quick, powerful tool is what we've built already using AI. And it's just gonna get better with the features that we're gonna include in the near future. So if you want to stay updated on the progress of this, I will link this QR code you can scan and sign up for reminder emails and just updates on the app. I hope this has been interesting. I hope this is a good use of AI to solve a really, really big problem that a lot of agents have. That was the whole purpose in building this. So thank you for watching this, and thank you for your consideration in the application of the AI Innovator of the Year contest.